Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me again for another week of the Feel Good Show. This week, I am going to be talking to you about keeping your gut healthy. Yes, I'm going to also be giving you a nice, simple recipe that can help you to do that. And they say that. Uh, Disease begins in the gut. And that is so true. Disease does begin in the gut. And not only does disease begin in the gut, but once upon a time, not too long ago, they used to tell us that the serotonin, one of our body's happy chemicals, actually is created in the brain, developed in our brain. But they've recently discovered that is not so. Not all the serotonin. In fact, the majority of our serotonin is created in the gut. Yes. So that's all the more reason for wanting to keep the gut healthy so that we can be happy. And as you know, the happier you are, the more healthier you can be. So we're going to look at that today. We're going to keep it short today because I want to do a little bit at the end of last week. So that is what we're going to be doing today. And it's part of the process that I've been following, where I'm teaching you and giving you tips and recipes on how to maintain your health and how to avoid degenerative diseases, to prevent them, and to go towards helping to reverse them if you already have them. And just so you know, the format of the show is normally after my introduction, yes, which I'm doing now. I do the recipe and have a taste of it so you can tell that it's genuinely tasting good. Although I'm not going to be tasting today because the recipe I'm showing you is going to be something that you leave for a week. So next week is when I'm going to be tasting that. But after that, we're going to have a short presentation on what I've done today and on the recipe, around the idea of gut health. And then I am going to give you a short meditation to take us out of the program. So don't forget to share, to subscribe, and to what's the third one? Like, yeah, so that we can build up on the show. And I'll be for those of you who did send me a message, yes, I saw your message in the email, and I'm going to respond to you soon from and thank you so much for the comments that you made. Aku, one of them. Thank you for the comments that you have been making. So it'll be gotten together soon, and everything will be, sharp and pristine. Just be patient, please. Okay. So, by the way, the recipes that I give you each week to help you to manage the degenerative diseases are recipes that I use in my 90-day programs, where I help people to not just prevent, but to rid their bodies of degenerative diseases like arthritis, heart problems, diabetes, prostate issues, gynecology issues like fibroids and endometriosis, and neurological issues like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, etc. All the degenerative diseases, I specialize in helping you to rid your body of these diseases, and not just to rid your body, but I show you how to live so that you never get disease again. Yeah. So as long as you follow my program, that is what you will gain. And by the way, before I jump into everything, for those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. KALEFA. I have been working in this health, in this in with my health programs for over 2 decades, well over 2 decades now. And I've helped hundreds of people to rid their bodies of degenerative diseases and to continue to go on to living vital, healthy lives. And my programs incorporate not just the physical healing, but the psychological, dealing with the psychological issues, which always, I won't say often, always underlie diseases, and also the spiritual and energetic healing as well. So it's a full, proper holistic healing that you receive. So if you are suffering from pain, from taking pills, and from fatigue and mental and physical degeneration, contact me. The number is on the screen if you want to call me, or you can go to the link in bio, as it says there, on Instagram, and book a 15-minute free 15-minute discovery call with me, and or you can book a full consultation with me. You'll be more than welcome. Okay, so this week the recipe is going to be sauerkraut. Yes, but sauerkraut with a little twist, so that it's something that you can enjoy on a regular basis. Okay, I've asked you to link and subscribe and all of that. And by the way, if you want to work alongside me and do the recipe each week, you can also, when you go to link in bio, you can also click on request the ingredients. I will send that to you in advance of the next week's show, so that you can get the ingredients and work alongside with me as I'm preparing the recipes. So you're welcome to do that as well, and I welcome you to join me. It makes it a little more interesting when you're actually following along. Okay, so let us get moving. Um, and start with the recipe for this week. Before I do that, actually, or shall I do it at the end? I'll do it at the end. Last week, I realized that the video finished prematurely just before I gave you a number and gave you the opportunity to link up with me and get the opportunity to link up with me and get the meal plan for children and teens, and sample menus and guidelines for adding foods to your baby's diet. So if you want to do that, the contact email I gave you was info@drkalefasena.com. That's info@drkalefasena.com. If you want the meal plan for the children and teens and the sample menus and guidelines for adding foods to your baby's diet, I'll be very happy to send those to you. Just send me your email, send an email to that address, info@drkalefasena.com, and I will send that to you. Okay, so let us get on with this week's recipe. Okay, the recipe is just really a couple of ingredients for this week. You're going to need 2 or 1 medium carrot. If it's 1, then you need 1 tablespoon of sea salt. If it's 2, if it's 2 medium cabbages, 2 medium cabbages, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of sea salt. And I've put about 3 large size carrots into that as well. And you're going to need a teaspoon of cayenne pepper or chili pepper, or you can do half and half of those. And you're going to need a tablespoon of, oh no, we don't need that this week. Next week, I'm going to show you how to use this. This is sauerkraut, and it is very versatile, and excellent for keeping your gut healthy. Okay, so let us go along. First of all, you're going to shred the ingredients, shred the cabbage and the carrots in the processor, in your food processor. And then you're going to pack it into a bowl, add the salt to it and the pepper, and mix it thoroughly and leave it for half an hour. Now, I have done that already. So I'm just going to get that and show you how to pound it and to bottle it. You'll need a mason jar or something similar to a mason jar. You're not going to like push the cover down. You just need the cover to sit on top, or a saucer to sit on top of the jar once we put it in there. So let me get that now. And here is one that I made earlier. There we go. Oops. Right, that is shredded. That is shredded there. Let me show you. And I squeezed it because you want the juice to squeeze out the juice into it, so you'll see it almost like water on top in the end. So what I'm going to do now is to pound this so that we can get more juice out of it. And I couldn't find anything that was really, really suitable for pounding today. I usually use the apple cider vinegar. Actually, the apple cider vinegar jar would probably be better than that one. So just give me a moment while I just wash this off the bottom. There we go. And I'm just going to use this to pound it in the bowl. Let me move down a little so you can see the bowl and not me. There we go. So I'm just going to pound it. Probably best not to use a glass bowl. Yeah, but this one is very sturdy. In fact, this glass bowl has been following me around for many years now. The smaller one broke. No, I wasn't pounding it. All right, so pound it and you'll find that the water from the cabbage starts to seep out into the bowl. Give it a good pounding. There we go. All right, so now we're going to just add it to the jar. And here we are. I have a mason jar here. And as you can see with this jar, the lid is loose. It's not the one, this one lost its, the suction, and it's perfect for this reason. So I'm going to squeeze it. As you can see, when I squeeze it, liquid is coming out now that we've given it a good old pounding. So I added garlic to this as well, because when we use it next week to make up when I show you how to use it next week to make up some lovely recipes to keep your gut healthy, you will find that the garlic will help with the taste. So you just pack it in, yes, and you'll find that eventually the water will come to the top. This jar is quite a big one for this. You use the jar, the size of the jar obviously will depend on how much you're making. This is just one cabbage and 3 carrots. Yes, 3 medium-sized carrots. So I'm going to pour the water in, or the juice from the cabbage, not water. Okay, so you've got, and I'm just going to pound it down there. Pound it down so it's tight and the juice is settled on top. Okay, and it's as simple as that. So now I am going to just place the lid on. See, that's how it looks there now. And I'm going to place the lid on and just put it aside. You don't put it in the fridge. You keep it somewhere cool, but not refrigerated because we want it to ferment. Sauerkraut is actually usually just fermented cabbage, but I have added some seasonings there, the cayenne, like I said, and the chili pepper. And you can as well, I forgot, I had put some, just slice some of the, about three little slices also of the Scotch bonnet pepper in there. Of course, if you love it, love things peppery, you can add more fresh Scotch bonnet pepper into yours. Okay, so let me just remind you what the ingredients are: two medium cabbages, three carrots, to 2 tablespoons of salt, sea salt, and you can halve all of that if you want a smaller amount. And you pound you shred the carrots and the cabbage, or cabbages, in the food processor or by hand. You pack it into a bowl with the salt and the pepper, etc., the seasoning, and then you leave it for half an hour, and then you pound it again, maybe with a rolling pin or a bottle or something like I just did there, just to make it juice. Yes, and then you pack it into your mason jar and put it aside. You leave it for about a week. And keep it, like I said, in a cool place. And in the meantime, while you're doing that, you check on it. And if you see any scum type looking thing forming on top, you just use a spoon and scrape that off. Okay, it's not harmful. You just scrape it off, and after a week, it will be ready to eat, and then you can keep it refrigerated if you want to. If you want it to get even more fermented, you can leave it out of the fridge for a longer period of time. And next week, I'm going to show you, like I said, some wonderful recipes that you can use with it. It's almost like you use it in the same way you would use coleslaw. And a lot of people love the taste so much that they make it continuously and add it to their diet on a regular basis to keep those serotonins happening, etc. Okay, so what I'm going to do now. Oh, by the way, if you keep the temperature between 20 to 22 degrees centigrade, if it's higher than that, it will spoil, and keep it below 13 degrees centigrade. And if it gets kind of pinkish while you're waiting on the surface, or goes dark or soft and mushy, it's not fermenting properly, and you shouldn't bother to eat it. Just chuck it out and make another one. Okay. All right. So our presentation for this week is going to be short, and it's going to be about our just a little chat about probiotics. And like I said, probiotics help to keep, let me start from the beginning. So what are probiotics? They are described as live microorganisms, and they play a very important role in enhancing the intestinal health by promoting growth or of the organisms that increase absorption of nutrients. Yeah? They're mainly found in naturally fermented food like the sauerkraut, and yogurts and pickles and apple cider vinegar, wine, sourdough bread, cottage cheese and coconut kefir, etc. These fermented foods. And you can also buy pharmaceutical products which are probiotics, but we're not talking about those today. We're talking about natural probiotics. They're known as the good bacteria. Yes, they're supposed to replace the good bacteria, although there really are no bad bacteria. Some bacteria are simple. It's like saying bad cholesterol and good cholesterol. All cholesterol is good for you. It just depends on how you manage it in your body. Some bacteria are simply there to clean up when something goes wrong in your system. They could be described as scavengers, and therefore they proliferate when they're needed, when something is not quite right in the system. Some bacteria help to digest your food, some produce vitamins, and some destroy disease causing cells, etc. And as such, they are much more noticeable when there is disease in the system. But many microorganisms in probiotic products are similar to the microorganisms that naturally occur, and live in our bodies. There are different types of probiotics, and they have different effects. There is still a lot of research being done on the effects of probiotics and the human microbiome in general. But you can help to maintain balance in your digestive system by feeding yourself with certain probiotics. And the one that I've just shown you is the simplest one I know. You don't even have to put as many things as I put in there. You can just put the cabbage and the salt. And this one, as I said, is made primarily from cabbage. And of course, cabbage also contains compounds that support the colon and breast health. It has antioxidants, and it's antibacterial, it's antiviral, and these are some of the main properties. Once prepared, the sauerkraut contains even more vitamin C than the fresh cabbage. So it's really worth adding this to your diet. Okay, so that's the as much as I'm going to talk to you about probiotics, and I'm going to now do the meditation that we did last week, but the video cut off prematurely and you didn't get to do it. So I am now going to do that one. And for those of you who are, before I do that, for those of you who don't know who I am Dr. KALEFA, and I am a holistic health and nutrition doctor, and I help people. I have well over 2 decades helped many people to rid their bodies of degenerative diseases and to balance their lives, bring their systems, not just the physical, but the spiritual and emotional and energetic system into balance so that they can live a totally healthy life. The motto for what I have studied and what I do is that if you remove the cause, there can be no symptoms. So what we do in my programs is to remove the cause and get you healthy and get you to learn how to get healthy, stay healthy, maintain your health. Okay, so all right, let us do this now. Get yourself ready as per usual. Those of you who are familiar with what I do, just put yourself in a comfortable position. And if you're doing anything that needs your full attention, do not do this. Yes, just stop what you're doing if you want to do this, and you can stop what you're doing, or you can even come back later because the video will be on YouTube. So make yourself as comfortable as you possibly can, and just take 3 deep breaths. And as you breathe out each time, just allow your entire body to relax and sag and feel very heavy, as though it's sinking into the chair or the bed or wherever you are. Just let go and allow yourself just to enjoy the next few minutes of total relaxation. And as you're doing so, just bring your attention to the words that I am reading to you today. And it's called Divine Championship. And I have an inner friend who walks and talks with me daily. He is not far off, but within me, a constant companion. I shall never become lonely, for my friend is always near. I have just to speak, and he answers. Before ever my lips spoke, he told me of his love. Oh, my kind friend, how dear to me is thy presence. The spirit within me is my friend. By Ernest Holmes. Thank you very much for coming today, and I do hope that you will come back next week and that you will benefit. You can send me some messages as well to tell me how you're benefiting from the information and the recipes that I have been giving you over time. And remember, these recipes include your children as well. Okay? All right. Thank you so very much for taking part and for being so patient with me. And how can I call it? The technology is not always there. So thank you for your patience.